The New York Times, Rolling Stone, and critics everywhere are all raving about Annihilation.
It's not destroying, it's making something new.
It's a mind-blowing experience, and now it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Annihilation, rated R, now playing.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1030. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm called the Big Game Hunter. It stems from my time where I used to do executive search, and I hunted down leaders and staff for organizations. Did it for a hell of a long time, and now I coach people in organizations to play big, to not be small in what they do, to get out there and bust the gut and be their best. And today's show is one of those situations that I think is fascinating that someone would ask this question: should I email a recruiter who missed the call with me? Hope you find this helpful. Please give it 5 stars in iTunes or Stitcher. It helps other people discover the show. I coach people, in case you haven't noticed that, and there's information on my website, thebiggamehunter.us. More at the end of the show about that, and connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. And now, let's get rolling. And the question for today is, should I email a recruiter if they missed a call with me? Well, let me turn the question around. If you missed a call with them, do you think they would have called you? Hell yeah! They would have called you, and they would have put you on the defensive. Now, you can't do that. A corporate recruiter clearly can do that. They can say, hey, where were you? Or just reject you altogether. With the agency recruiter, with a corporate recruiter, you have to kind of take it on the chin a little bit and say something to the effect of, hey, Ginny, my name is, we were scheduled to speak at 2:30. Now, to me, I would give it 10 minutes for them to be late and then call them. I wouldn't delay major lengths of time. Why? Well, number one is if it's only a few minutes, like 10 minutes, they still might be able to do the interview and be remarkably apologetic. They may feel inhibited if they get an email from you. Your job is to get the interview and deliver on it. It's not to be in power or in command or put the other person on the defensive unnecessarily. At the end of the day, what you want to be accomplishing is really very simple. You want the in-person interview. If this happened to happen in person, like you were sitting in the reception and being kept waiting for a while, I would go over to the receptionist and go, I had a 2:30 appointment with so-and-so. Are they running late? Is that what's going on? I do that at doctor's offices. When I walk in, like I was there last week for an 11 o'clock appointment. I walked in at 11. I asked, are they running late? No, should be with you in just a minute. They were. I felt good. Some days you go into a doctor's office. I know the physicians I've had previously where, I know to call them before I would leave for the appointment because otherwise I'm sitting in the reception for a long period of time that I don't have time for. So I would say, I've got an 11 o'clock. It's 10:15. Are they running late? Yes, they're running an hour late. Okay. I'll be there at 11:45. Just get me in by noon. They're already keeping me waiting. Oh no, we can't do that. They're not my doctor anymore. There's no respect for my time. With you, as the job hunter, you always want to be in the position of, let's put it this way. You want the interview. You want the ability to have them feel like they owe you something, but not a lot, where they feel a certain degree of obligation. Calling a few minutes after the interview was scheduled to start, I'm saying 10 minutes, you can make it 15 if you want, still gives you a chance to have the interview, and then from there, move on to the next step. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, here are a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to start by saying that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and look at the tabs on the top, you'll see a menu of choices available to you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, help you with a salary negotiation, answer your questions about your job search, advise you about a decision you have to make about a job offer. Those are all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end in half-hour increments so it doesn't have to take a lot of time for each session. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who like it and are interested in my help. Again, linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. You can take my classes on Skillshare too and become a premium member for 99 cents for the first few months. I have a link in the show notes. Just follow that link, sign up, take my classes. Lastly, I want to mention to you, you can find a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it may seem like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.
The New York Times, Rolling Stone, and critics everywhere are all raving about Annihilation.
It's not destroying, it's making something new.
It's a mind-blowing experience, and now it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Annihilation, rated R, now playing. The New York Times, Rolling Stone, and critics everywhere are all raving about Annihilation.
It's not destroying, it's making something new.
It's a mind-blowing experience, and now it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Annihilation, rated R, now playing.